Hi children, now we are going to discussing chapter 12 Indian election system. Before 1947 our country under the British there was no elections, all powers in the hands of the British. But after independence our country adopted democracy system. Why? Because it is the best form of government in the world. In this system leaders must be elected by the people directly. India is the largest democracy country in the world. In democracy there should be election. Without election there is no democracy. In the democracy, ultimate power in the hands of the people. We following representatives democracy system. In this system, people's representatives, that means MLAs, MPs, make a decision about people's welfare behalf of the people. We should elect them. There must be a machinery for conducting election. Our Indian Constitution has set up a autonomous body to conduct the election in India, that is Election Commission. In India, elections are conducted to enable people to elect their representatives for governing the country. Indian Constitution has provided for the establishment of Election Commission in 1950. This system is called Election Commission of India, ECE. This commission conducts election in the country in regular periods in free and fair. Regular means every 5 years. It is also called general election. Now we are discussing of the right to vote. The Election Commission facilitates the process of election of representatives, that means MLAs and MPs, by the people of India. The Indian Constitution of India has provided to all citizens of the nation with the right to vote, so that they can elect their representatives. This right is called universal right to vote. All citizens of the nation are eligible to right to vote, irrespective of race, caste, religion, gender, education, economic status, class, etc. The group of citizens who have the right to vote is collectively is called electorate, that means voter. Who are voters? Those who are completed 18 years or crossed 18 years called voters. Before 1988, the 21 years was minimum age to get right to vote. After 1988, the minimum age to get right to vote reduced from 21 years to 18 years through the 63rd Constitutional Amendment. Till today, 18 years age to get right to vote. In 2010, the Election Commission of India completed its 60 years. In this context, the Government of India declared January 26th as the National Voters Day. Why? Because on that day, the Election Commission came into force. Now we are going to discussing about elections at different levels. In India, elections are conducted in two kinds. They are direct election and indirect election. The president, the vice president are elected through the indirect elections. Lok Sabha, which called the lower house of the parliament, has 543 members. These are elected by the voters through direct elections. The elected members hold the office for 5 years. Rajya Sabha, which is called the upper house in the parliament, has 250 members in the office. Of these, 238 members will be elected through the indirect election. The members of Rajya Sabha will be held office for 6 years. The election to the state assemblies also will be conducted by the Election Commission. The members of the Legislative Assembly will be directly elected. Members of the Legislative Council will be elected indirectly. The Election Commission conducts election to municipal corporations, municipal commissions, and Gram Panchayati also. Look at the flow charts. It shows conduct of elections. The Election Commission of India work at central level. The State Election Commission worked at the state level. The State Election Commission working under the control of the Election Commission of India. The Election Commission of India conducts the election President, Vice President, Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, Legislative Council, Legislative Assemblies. State Election Commission conducts the election municipal corporations, municipal councils. The Article 326 of the Indian Constitution of India makes the provision for elections to Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha through the universal adult franchise. Now we are going to discussing about the Election Commission of India. The Constitution of India give the responsibility of conducting elections in India to the Election Commission. The commission came into force on 26 January 1950. The headquarters of the commission is located at New Delhi. The Election Commission is responsible for the conducting of election in India. The commission prepare the voter list and conduct the elections to the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, Legislative Assembly Councils and elections of the President to the Vice President. The President of India appoints the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners as per the Article 324(2) of the Indian Constitution. Beginning, the commission was one-member commission. It had only one Chief Election Commissioner. In 1989, the Commission Act was amended and the commission became a multi-members commission. From then, the commission functioning as a three-members commission with a Chief Election Commissioner and two additional commissioners. These members generally from Indian Civil Service, that means IAS. They hold the office for 6 years or till they complete 65 years of age, whichever is earlier. The Chief Election Commissioner enjoy independent supreme authority for the fair conducting of the election. The Chief Election Commission can only be removed from the post only by two houses of the Parliament with the majority of 2/3 of the members. Now we are going to discussing about the responsibilities of the Election Commission or duties of the Election Commission. The Constitution of India explains the structure of the Election Commission in its Rule 324 of the Article 15. Responsibilities of the Election Commission are delimitation of the constituencies, revising the voter list before every general election, see to the arrangements for the conducting of elections as per the stipulated time, recognize the different political parties and giving symbols to them, notification of the election schedule, receiving nomination and scrutinizing, that means filtering, appointment of election machinery, appointment of inquiry officers for the looking into the case of irregularities in elections. Now we are going to discussing about the State Election Commission. Andhra Pradesh State Election Commission came into force in the year 1994. After the verification of the state, AP State Election Commission was formed on 31st January 2016. The State Election Commission functioning is to be leadership of the State Election Commission, who is appointed by the Governor. The tenure of the position is for 5 years. The State Election Commission conduct the election to local bodies of the village and towns. There are no separate employees working for the Commission. As per the Article 324 6th, the Commission appoints the staff from the central and state government. During the time of election, the staff will be working under the control of Election Commission. While on the election duty, the government should not transfer or promote the employees without permission. Look at the picture. He is the 10th Chief Election Commissioner T.N. Seshan. The Chief Election Commissioner T.N. Seshan, who held office between 1990 and 1996 as the 10th Chief Election Commissioner of India, initiated certain measures and became popular for the steps has to be taken during his time. The steps taken by him are strict implementation of the election code in unprecedented manner, issuing photo identity cards to all eligible voters, imposing limits on the election expenditure of the candidates. Political parties, the group of people who have common political ideology, interest and who form a group in order to capture political power is called political party. Political parties a key role in the modern democracy. Political parties are two types: regional political parties and national political parties. Regional political parties also known as state parties. If a party gets at least 3% of votes or win at least 3 assembly seats, the election commission recognizes that party as a regional party. If a party succeeds in getting at least 6% of the total votes polled from 4 seats or win at least 11 Lok Sabha seats from 4 different states, the commission recognized that party as a national party. The candidates who contest from a political party, they are known as party candidates. The Election Commission giving symbols for the party candidates from the reserved symbols. Reserved symbols means the symbols only meant for the certain political parties. The other candidates are treated as independent candidates. These candidates not belongs to any political party. Commission also gives a chance to the independent candidates to choose a symbols from the pool of symbols which are available with the commission. Political parties clearly state their policies, priorities through a policy statement which is called manifesto. Simply we can say the promises given by the political parties, what they have to do after winning. Now we are discussing difference between the by-election and mid-term election. Elections are generally held once in a 5 years. These are called general elections. But if any of the candidate resign before the expiry of his term or die or is impeachment or become ineligible for other reasons, there is a vacancy from the constituency. At the time, the Election Commission will be conducted election by vacant place. Such election is called by-election. If the elections are conducted to the Lok Sabha, that means all seats in Lok Sabha or all seats in Assembly before the expire of the term, they are called mid-term polls, like a general election. The election code is declared by the Election Commission. Anyone who violates the code, that will be treated as a misconduct or malpractice. Now we are discuss some rules in code of conduct. We should not mobilize the people on the basis of race, caste, religion, region through the speeches. Conduct the meetings, rallies and road shows, fix flags on the houses, write slogans on the walls, terrorize the people or bribe the people, transport voters to polling stations, and displaying posters without permission of the commission. Try to voters in the place of other eligible voters. Campaign before or after the permitted time. Campaigning in schools and places of worship. Apart from these rules, the government should not conduct recruitments of the employees when the election process is in progress. Similarly, construction of the roads, providing drinking water facilities, laying foundation stones and other welfare measures when the election code is in force. Power should not be misused. Now we are discussing about the conducting of elections. The Election Commission declared and notified the election schedule to the Lok Sabha legislative assemblies. The State Election Commission is the responsible officer at the state level. In districts, the district collectors will act as the district election officer. An officer appoints as the returning officer conduct the election at the constituency level. The candidates who wish to contest the election will file the nomination to the returning officer. The returning officer will scrutinize, that means checking, and finalize the list of the contestants. The candidates who have an opportunity to withdraw nomination are before the date of fixed in the schedule. After the date of withdrawal, the list of candidates is announced in every constituency. The EVMs, that means electronic voting machine, are made ready for voting. Almost the same rules and regulations are followed for the elections conducting for legislative assembly and local body as well. This is the EVM, that means electronic voting machine. Electronic voting machines were introduced in 16 constituencies legislative assemblies in 1989-90 on an experimental basis. Many people expressed doubts about reliability of EVMs, but nobody could prove that claim. Even though the Election Commission of India decided to extend VVPAT introduced in the election, that means voter verified paper audit trial, the Supreme Court in the line of the judgment. The Election Commission issuing photo identity card for eligible voters to prevent repeating voting in the elections. The presiding officer will identify the voters and applies indelible ink on the left index finger. Then the presiding officer issue the ballot paper that has the list of contesting candidates. Now we are going to discussing about the election process in India. First, release the election schedules notification, that means dates. Next, receiving nomination from the candidates. Next, scrutiny of the nomination. That means checking the election, giving chance to the withdraw of nomination who are not willing to contest the election. Next, releasing finalist. Next, preparing EVM and allotting emblems. Next, employ polling staffs and other officers and giving training. Next, conducting the election or polling. Next, process counting. After counting the result announced by the election commission. After that, the winning candidates who got majority seats in the election, they will form the government. Now we are going to discussing about indelible ink. Indelible ink was introduced in order to prevent irregularities and voting more than once in election. The indelible ink is applied to the left index finger of the voters before they take the ballot paper. The election commission supplies the indelible ink to all polling stations. Without this indelible ink, no elections from the panchayati to parliament. India is supplying indelible ink to countries like Thailand, Singapore, Nigeria and South Africa. The manufacturing units of this ink are located at Mysore and Hyderabad. Now we are going to discussing about the nota. Nota means none of the above or refusal vote. As per the ruling given by the Supreme Court, the choice of the nota, that means none of the above, is added to the list of conducting candidates on the ballot paper. This option can be used by the voters who don't want to vote to any of the candidates in the ballot paper. At the situation, the voter should select or choice nota. Now we are going to discussing about the challenges in conducting a free and fair polls. There are many challenges in putting into practice. India is the largest country. It is a very difficult to conduct the election at a time in India. The first general election in India were held in 1951-52. Since then, the election system has been successfully conducting elections and upholding the prestige of Indian democracy. India is considered the largest democratic country in the world. The awareness among the voters play a key role. The voters should not be influenced by the others, as husbands, owners, leaders of the caste, money and liquor. The voters should think independently and make their choice while voting. Voters and political parties should cooperate with the election commission. Then only the elections will be succeeded. In the coming class, we are going to explain about the chapter 6th, minerals and mining.